Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Vader Games.
What up? What up? First things first, my peoples come first, my people. Those that are here, no longer here, always thought of and remembered. I'm Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV. This is CIA Intelligent Agendas. Let me make sure my levels are good. Let me make sure everything's looking clean over here. Agenda targets after game week 21 we will discuss. And like always, I've got a show for y'all. So listen, cheer it up. Be in the mix, hit that like button, be a part of the show, be in the comments. And what I do each and every time to kick off the show, I gotta show love to who shows love back. You know what I mean? It's a give and take. This show, I got first in the building. Dre P first in the building goes, don't let the rivals downplay 10-1. How could you downplay 10-1? Don't let the rivals downplay 10-1. Look across the road. I'm seeing it at United. I'm seeing it. They don't play well in their season is over in Jan. The season is over in Jan. Listen, City fans should be happy. I agree with you with the way that the team's playing, with how the season's progressing. We're in all competitions. Yes, it's not the most confident, controlling start to a season or midway to a season, but we're in all competitions. Like my man Dre P said, just look over there. Look over there. It's horrible over there. Season's done. They got no trophies to play for. Do they have pretty football to potentially get and to look forward to? Yes. And is that enough? For some it is, for some it isn't. Could be worse, Blues. Listen, Clutch in the building. What up, Vader? You know what it is. Says what up to Dre P. Dre P goes, what up to Clutch? Huge performance. We're going to talk about the performance. We're going to talk about the goals that were scored. We're going to talk about the agendas that we need to apply. It's such an interesting week because we didn't have any Prem games obviously on the weekend to really reflect on or react to, but the performances in the FA Cup, the results in the FA Cup, huge. 10-1, can't sleep on that. Let me make sure I send this out properly as well. Just so I keep everything nice and clean and consistent. Trying to give you all the best show I can. I see y'all in the comments. If there's anyone that tries to downplay 10-1, I don't know how they look at football. I don't know how they look at a team that they support or are rivals of and think that 10-1 is easy to do. We're not the best team. We're not the best team, right? What did the best team? How much were the best team able to score? How much? Half of what we did, if that? Huh? What did they do? What did they do over there? Scoring 10. All right, I'm doing this. Clicking on that. Large up. Get in the building. Hit that like button. Be a part of the show. Don't be shy. Don't be shy about being a part of the show. Hitting up in the comments. Let me post this in here. Oh, what am I doing? Oh yeah, my bad. One sec. Post that bad boy. And where is this? Apologies. Post that right there. Bam. And let me do the thing as well. Cool. All right. Should have done that before I went live, but it is what it is. I hope y'all got some time to get into the mix. You know what we're discussing. You know what we're about to discuss. I'm going to keep up with the comments as best as I can. This is CIA. This is Game Week 21. I am going to be giving you the agenda points to combat the rivals and to defend versus City. And I'm finding it kind of interesting. It's funny on how this show has kind of evolved, right? Like how it was first thought about, like where the brainstorming came from, the idea. But this is also morphed. I've realized that this show, shout out to everybody in the comments, that this show, with regards to agendas, I've had to actually do some internal agenda management, because the combative agendas aren't necessarily coming out from rivals. I've got to determine agenda points to combat City fans that are applying agendas to our own players, our own manager, our own club. This is where we're getting at. So I've got to apply agenda counter agendas to city fans. I got to. It's funny. It's crazy how it works. Let me see what y'all are saying in the mix. Dre P goes, hey, Clutch, big performance, right? 10-1. United is looking nasty over there. Clutch goes 10-1. What a performance. A lot to look forward to. Newcastle bringing on. Newcastle's next, man. We can't chill. We can't relax. Newcastle is next on Tuesday. Huge game. Great to see that we were able to manage playing in the FA Cup and have bodies, have players. I think the balance of intensity, activity that was required of them, it was managed well for them to be ready for the Newcastle game. JP goes, exactly. United could not be Grimsley. Listen, Grimsley, Plymouth, there's so many things that are great to see from clubs that are not too far from us. Dre P goes, hopefully the team can repeat the performance versus Newcastle. The performance, I hear you. 2 losses, I think. They're small margins. A bit of luck here and there was Newcastle, and actually Tottenham, believe it or not. I agree. It wasn't like we were killed. We looked like there was no chance of winning games when we were playing in the games that we lost, right? We want to think Brighton, we want to think Tottenham, or we would just want to think drop points, but we got the Newcastle, we got the Aston Villa. It wasn't like disaster performances. However, we could see that we just need to tighten up. We just need to fix up. And I think the run that we are currently on, this undefeated run, I'm not going to bring much attention to it, all right? But this undefeated run could have easily been a very sick winning run, right? So we just got to continue to manage things. I think we're improving with every game. I think Pep is getting better understanding of these players, and health is kind of like the biggest thing that we need to navigate and manage. 100%. I see Flashy in the building. He goes, Shirky needs to start against Newcastle. Does he need to start versus Newcastle? When you think of Newcastle, you think of physicality. When you think of Newcastle, you think that there's going to have to be a very good, very strong work rate in possession as well as out of possession. To say that we have to start Shirky, I don't know. If he does, am I against it? No. But I think we're in a interesting development with regards to the team in terms of creativity and balance. And if Pep happens to choose Shirky, Foden, I don't know. Some will lose their minds because they think Foden should be starting. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to start Shirky, and Shirky's going to either do well or not do well. But if he doesn't do well, guess what they say? They should have started Foden, right? I encourage all of you in the group chats that you're in, when you hear, whether it's your own fans, right, of your club, when you hear your own fans complaining about, oh, this 11, why are they playing this 11? Why did Pep choose so-and-so? Ask them flat out, right from the jump, who would you have started? Get it out there, because the worst thing is they say nothing. They just complain, and then later on, they've got nothing to be held to with regards to, oh, it was done right by said manager, or if it happened to not go right by said manager. But if their suggestion was then applied or not, then what are we saying? You suggested, oh, you should have dropped Foden and play Shirky. Shirky happens to play. Let's say it's not a good performance. Manager brings on Foden, does whatever changes, and they're different from what complainer said. That's all I'm saying right now. In the group chat, Hold your people accountable. They complain, ask them, what would you do then? Get that on record. Dre P goes, facts, clutch. Availability is actually the biggest issue for the rest of the season. I agree. Semenyo and Rodri help. I think Pep good enough to make top 6 with these academy players, just that City aim higher. That is such a fantastic point. Such a fantastic point. Because you do have a portion of fans that are crying, that are complaining, that are whining, that there's not enough done for the academy players. Well, if you want the academy players to get that development that you're asking for, to get that experience that you want, to raise their level, guess what? They're academy players. They're going to be making mistakes, and they're going to cost the team, the club, some points at times, some dropped in performances, some results that aren't favorable in terms of winning the trophy that you're ambitious for. There's a give and take. There's no perfect setup. You got to choose one. And if you want the youth to be developed as optimally as possible, that is at the expense of something else. Are you willing for that? Are you willing for that drop off elsewhere? Many aren't. I'm beginning to wonder if City is best with both Shirky and Foden on the same team at the same time. I like that combo myself. I like that we have a very creative either foot. This is the one thing that's it's low key underrated. It's not spoken about. There isn't, and I'm not saying that he's KDB, relax, but there aren't many players that you can expect a release pass, a threatening pass from either foot, right? From KDB, it didn't matter. Oh, he's going to put that curve. He's going to put that spin, that perfectly weighted pass, either foot. That's unique. I think Shirky has that ability. I don't know if he has the range, but he has that ability and he has that vision that either foot, he's going to sneak around and the defender doesn't know which way he's going to go, and he can release the pass either way. Foden doesn't really have that luxury. You know, the majority of anything successfully consistent is going to be on that left foot. You can expect the same thing with regards to Rodri. But when we get that into the mix, different game. I got an agent backstage, and you know, this is CIA. I got agents everywhere. Now, the conversation is going to be heavily with regards to the FA Cup, the performance. Mainly, I'm going to be asking this agent on what he thought top to bottom with regards to the players on that pitch. And then also, if you hadn't noticed, if you didn't know, what City did with regards to the 10-1, like that performance, the goal scoring, that gap in terms of victory, we hadn't seen something like that since 1960. Despite the rumors, I wasn't around back then. Yeah, you see the platinum, but I wasn't around back then. 1960. Crazy when you think about all of the magnificent clubs and players and managers that have been around. Not since then have you seen something like that. So let me also hint at who this agent is. Let me know in the chat if you can guess who this agent is. This agent happens to be one of the most consistent panel members for CIA, which I am incredibly grateful for. I enjoy doing this show. You know, I could talk for hours, but to be able to talk back and forth with another blue, amazing. His point of view, I appreciate often. And you know what? He keeps receipts, which I like as well. He keeps receipts. Let me know in the chat if you happen to guess, you want to claim who you think this person is, but I'm going to bring this agent to the stage shortly. Also, remember, if you haven't, and if you're able to do, maybe you're on one device now, but if you got 2 devices, just go back, look at the goal scoring, look at the timestamps, look at what was done in that game, and then also understand that this is a team that can still raise their level. This is a team that can still raise their level. I know we don't need to go extra because of who we're playing against, but this is a team with regards to this attacking style can raise levels. I see you, Teal, in the building. I see you, Fox. You know what it is. Let me bring this agent to the stage. Let me do it proper because you know the intro's got to be on point. This agent has been key and so consistent with regards to the show. And I want to bring them to the stage. Conway in the building. What are you saying?
Yo, big up, Liam.
Yo. I don't know if you're on Bluetooth or what, but it kind of chipped in and out. Can I hear you count to 3 or 4, something like that? Let me hear it real quick.
3, 2.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out. I heard 3, 2, and then it faded out.
Nice.
Yeah. Just take a sec. So we got Conway. He's gonna adjust the microphone levels over on his end. But I got questions for him. I got some serious questions for him. And the reason why I like having Conway on this show is because when we go back and we discuss, or we remember what was discussed on previous shows, and then we talk about what's happening now, we keep each other accountable. You know what I mean? We keep each other accountable. Now, this performance versus Exeter City in the FA Cup, 3rd round, I'm not going to brush it over. Like my man Dre P, like y'all said in the chat, I'm not going to brush this aside. All right, we got Conway in the building. Let me bring him back. All right, let me hear you.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're clean. Listen, Conway in the building now. All right, I'm going to go right into it. The lineup, Conway, you know I ask this question. Always, I got to ask this question. The lineup, right from the jump, what'd you think? Were you cool with it?
What, yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, I was cool with the lineup.
Okay. All right.
I didn't have no issue. I was a bit surprised Haaland started.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because I wasn't expecting we're going to get rest again. Obviously, that's it.
Oh, true. Listen, everybody in the chat, let me know if you hear me and if you hear Conway nice and clean. If anything, I'll look to maybe adjust things on my end. So you were surprised to see Haaland in the starting lineup. Do you have a theory on why he might have been in the starting lineup?
Yeah. Just to get his maybe confidence scoring.
Okay.
I know he scored a play in terms of local play. In 3 games scored against Chelsea. And obviously
All right, let me do something real quick on my end. Maybe that'll help. Let me take this. All right. Speak again, please, Conway, because the chat were saying you were kind of choppy.
Yeah. Good.
I think we hear you. Yo, Teal, Flashy, you still hear Conway? Is he good? So So when you saw Haaland starting, you thought maybe there's an element there of getting this player's confidence back?
Yeah. Probably that's what I assumed Pep was trying to do this line.
Okay. I thought it was also, now me, and again, y'all know, if you're just tuning in now for the first time, oh, he's in echoing a little bit. All right, hold on. Let me edit microphone settings. All right, Conway, are you doing anything different than previous shows?
No. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it using it on my phone.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to try using it.
All right. Try and do that and come back through. Now, with Conway saying that he was surprised to see Haaland, I was surprised as well. And when I do see something that's kind of like, oh, I didn't expect that, I'm like, okay, I didn't expect that. Now let me think on why it might be the case, right? Before I start complaining, before I'm complaining like some are quick to complain when they see something, I would like to I like the question, why? What might possibly be the reason? Now, Conway's suggesting that maybe it's to get the player's confidence up. You see the ball go into the net. Things kind of switch up. I also happen to believe we got some foreshadowing. For those of you that are readers out there, you remember back in school, sometimes you get elements within the literature that they foreshadow, they kind of predict, they give you suggestions on what might happen in the future. I think Pep, and you can choose whichever Pep you want, whether it's Pep L, Pep G, but I think that Pep was foreshadowing on what the combination of forward players maybe. All right. Now, yes, I don't think we should expect Makedu, who had a very good game, by the way. And dare I say it, Arsenal fans, do not lose your minds. Do not get upset. Don't get upset. Here, let me say this. The way I saw Makedu drop that shoulder, the way he was kind of like pushing that ball forward with a little bit of the feint, little bit of the hezzy. For those of you that know basketball, there's the hezzy. He was doing a little bit of that. It reminded, don't lose your minds, Arsenal fans. All right, please. It reminded me of a Bukayo Saka. I'm not saying the levels are all there. I'm not saying all that. Relax. All right? But I'm saying the little bit of dropping the shoulder, the little bit of just keeping that on the left foot, ready to burst with a little bit of speed. I saw a player that probably looked at elements of Saka to maybe add to his game. All right? Now, he had a good game in my opinion. He had a good game. I think he showed that he's up for it and he was working off and on the ball. I think he also showed that he's got the confidence. He's got the internal green light to take those shots. You know what I mean? I wasn't mad at that. What Flashy? What you saying? Flashy goes, he can become something with more development. I'm in agreement. Now, I don't know if you watched the game like intent, like crazy like that. I don't know if you were watching it. Sometimes you can watch it and then sometimes you can watch it. You know what I mean? If you were watching it, I was like, I like how he was going across that 18-yard box a little bit. I like how he was pushing the defender to get a little more depth, and then he was cutting it on the left. I think there's some niceness there. I'm not gonna lie. Teal goes, Makedu does what Semenyo and Bob is supposed to. Here we go. Why you gotta phrase it like that? This is what I'm talking about. We can praise without bringing other people into the mix. Come on, Teal. Relax. Flashy watched every second. Okay, good. This is what I'm saying. So I think you would agree that the elements of what Makedu was trying to do was nice. Let me see. Actually, there's two Conways. All right, let me drop. Should I drop the previous one? I'm going to drop the previous. All right. I'm going to bring Conway to the stage. Let's see if everything's nice. All right, you're back. What are you saying? Oh, I'm not hearing you if you're talking. Conway, if you're talking right now, I'm not hearing you. And
Any echo?
Oh, no echo. But I wasn't hearing you earlier. Let me hear a check 1 2. Check 1 2.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
All right, I'm hearing you. Nice. I see I got my girl DC in the building. She goes, hello, Vader. My Canadian neighbor, hello, chat. Showing some love to everybody in the chat. You know what it is. Say hi to my girl DC as well. Teal goes, the relief that we finally have wingers who can score goals. Now listen, we saw goals scored in the FA Cup. Let's also know that the FA Cup's different from the Prem. We need to see some things carry on, to continue on. Oh, I got my people in the building. Shout out to the Mancunian Way. With the raid. You know what it is. Let me give some cheers. Give some cheers to the man. You know what it is. Love to each and every one of you. Good looking out. Do what my man Martin says. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Good looking out, my peeps. Where's my link? Check your WhatsApp. Don't be rude. Where's my link? Listen, we've got some conversations to go. I got Conway. We got everything cleaned up there. I was just mentioning that we were talking about performances and we were talking about Makedu, and I said I saw hints, I saw suggestions, I saw he's gonna be there with his jersey. I saw elements of a winger that, with a little more experience, with a little more savvy, can do his thing. Yeah, listen, I gotta have the soundboard. I gotta do it. Now, Listen, let me mention this real quick. And I'm going to bring another agent to the stage. This agent is tireless. This agent is tireless, always giving to locals, to internationals, to onlines. He's always, and I mean, I've shared with him, like, listen, you gotta manage your time best. Do what's impactful, and what's impactful is sometimes giving the people less, because the people don't appreciate it. You got to give them less. Let me bring this agent to the stage, and obviously I got Conway returning, but I'm gonna bring this agent to the stage, and they deserve a proper intro.
Yo, no echo, yeah.
Nah, no echo, Conway. Nice and clean, and it's louder too. So good looking out. Let me bring this agent to the stage. In addition to now, I have Conway. Martin in the building. What are you saying, Martin?
Got that jersey. Soccer. Whoa, I'm
it's called soccer.
Echo.
You have an echo.
Yeah.
Oh wait. All right. Oh guys, hold it. Maybe that's my fault. Oh, this whole time, maybe that's my fault. One sec. All right. Do you hear an echo now, or talk, please? Maybe the echo was my fault, guys.
Right. No, it's gone now.
No echo now. All right. Woo.
It was your fault.
It was my fault. No, but Conway was chippy.
I switched 2 different devices, man.
No, but no. Hold on.
This whole time it was you, bro.
Tell him, Conway. Get him, Conway. Get him.
No, we're not.
Jay. Get him, Jay. Why you got Jay?
Yo.
You think you're on Men in Black? What's with the Men in Black?
I'm on my second phone.
Jay?
I'm on my
second
phone. I'm on my second phone.
For Conway to be in missions, he's got to have different devices. Agent J, exactly.
Agent M.
Exactly. I've got the neuralizer right here, the thing that wipes your memory. I got the neuralizer.
I wish some City fans had that.
I'm gonna have to use it on show one time. Everybody in the building, thank you so very much for being part of the show. Thank you for joining me from the Mancunian
Did you get the raid over?
And being part of the raid. No, the raid's been amazing. These guys have been huge.
I wasn't too sure because they're not been working at the minute.
Oh, I thought they might have just followed you. Whether the link brought them over here, I thought they might have just followed you. No. But nah, people have been amazing. Beyond Belief is in the building. He's reminding everybody, hit that like button. Agent 47. Listen, Conway is always on mission, and Martin, I was saying, he's tireless. If you know everything that he handles away from football, in addition to what he does for football YouTube and I would say football socials, you know that this man puts in his work. So love to each and every one of you, and people in the building continue to drop comments and be a part of the show. I was asking,
go on.
I was asking Conway, and then I'll ask you as well, but I was asking Conway about the 11 and any surprises. Conway made mention that Holland, he was surprised to see Holland a part of that 11. Did you have any surprises of that 11?
Nope.
No. So seeing Holland start, you weren't like, oh.
Nope. I think Pep announced it the day on his presser.
Okay.
He said we'd have to go with what we had because of the amount of injuries.
Yeah, but Holland, I mean, Makusa did get subbed on. He could have started.
Well, he did. He got half the game.
Yeah.
I thought Rodri. I mean, I told you privately Rodri was starting, if you remember.
Yeah. I did.
Said Rodri would start because of his minutes. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I was happy with it. At the back, I don't think there was many other choices he could have gone with.
Yeah, no. That back, yeah, that back four.
The back line was the back line. I think Rico was the only one, which we all guessed that one. But other than Haaland, you know, I think he's trying to play. I don't think Haaland's tired. I think Haaland's a ref of confidence. I think that's why he's played him, to get his confidence back.
I also felt like he was playing him because I think him and Semenyo are going to be I think we're going to see that tandem often.
A great point. The connection between him and Semenyo, I think, is something to watch after. I have no problem with any of it. I thought he managed the squad really well.
Okay.
He brought people off at half time. I mean, I heard some stuff before the game. It was too strong. What a load of BS. I think you've just got to play what you can. I think people forget 2 games ago, we had 12 outfield players fit. Right now, you don't have much of a choice who you can play. He rested Foden, which was right. He rested Bernardo, which was right. He rested Donnarumma, which was right.
Oh, you think resting Bernardo was right? Can you believe?
Yeah. I think Foden and Bernardo both being rested were right.
Well, you know why people are triggered when those players are rested, right?
People are triggered over everything at the minute.
It's true. It is a trigger generation.
I am a red agent because I'm in a box at the Swamp on Saturday. I'm proper going.
You're in a box. Look at this guy in a box. You there with Alan? Are you gonna be in a box?
No,
with Alan?
No. I have friends who have got a box season ticket at the Swamp. They can't make it, so I'm going in. But they know who I am. They know I'm a City fan, so I'm not allowed to film or do anything. I've just got to be very incognito and very quiet.
Yeah. Have you worked
for my
on
own safety?
Yeah.
So
have you worked on
in the place?
Have you worked on how you're gonna cheer, like without being noticed?
I'm hoping we score a 93rd minute winner, and then I can get kicked out because then I don't have to hold it in. 93rd minute winner, and I'm streaking on the pitch.
Wow.
Kick me out, bitches.
Wow, that's gonna be huge. Okay, so the 11.
But like Mr. Blobby running across that pitch.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You're cool with the 11. Conway was cool with the 11 for the most part. I was as well. When we want to think about the back line, and let me remind everyone, we had Ake, and I know Ake is doing all that he can for what the club needs right now, but you see him. Every time I see him run, I'm feeling pain. When I see Ake, like, you know when Ake's running and he's kind of doing that head bob, because like I'm feeling pain with him out there running. But we had him, we had Max, him and Kosanov again. I think it's great to see them play together. And Rico Lewis, I wasn't surprised by it, and I didn't think that Rico Lewis was going to spend much time at right back for how Pep likes to use him, but that was calm. Rodri starting, I thought, made a lot of sense. Again, let him get that game rhythm, that game speed. In attack now, to see Semenyo, and again, it was talked about, it was suggested when we want to talk about leaks. That was one thing that the ones that are in the know said expect to see Semenyo and Rodri. And I was like, I wasn't surprised because it's obviously inside information. But Reinder, Shirky, and Makaidu was great to see.
Man of the match, mate. Man of the match.
Man of the match.
Man of the match.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Man of the match. Chat, do you guys agree? The Academy player playing right wing, man of the match.
Sorry. Teenager of the match.
17, yeah, that's true.
The chat need to get onto you as well, Vaya, because
get onto me.
We need to we need to readjust what you said. You said Makeda reminds you of who again?
Okay, all right. Now, this is when you know Conway is comfortable and he's ready because he likes to bring things up. Now, listen,
you're just the host. You're just the host. You be quiet and let you get.
Listen, Martin's still upset. Martin's upset because when we were doing Stateside Blues, when we were trying to do Stateside Blues, he was trying to project and steer the show one way, and I said, "No, you're just the host." You're
just the host. Get back in your box. So I'm now doing the other way.
He wasn't gonna let that go. Oh, that's funny.
You thought I forgot that one, didn't you?
I did. Now I'm going to go back and watch it because I want to see how your face reacted. Now
I'm moving stealth mode.
I need to go back and watch that. No, so hold on, Conway. This is what I'm saying, guys in the chat. I said that Makaidu looked. I saw elements that were hinting of a player that has taken elements of Bukayo Saka's attacking game. That's what I saw in terms of how he was dropping the shoulder, how, again, and I said, I'm going to say it a second time because I am a basketball watcher. There's a phrase called hezi. Hezzy is when you hesitate with your dribble to send players off balance.
Basketball for our American friends.
My basketball. So I saw a little bit of that. You know when Saka kind of does that hesitation before he pushes the ball forward. I was seeing our academy player, young 17-year-old, doing that, and I was like, he's got a lot of promise. And if you guys,
but that's the only similarity. That's the only similarity that they shared over here.
I also liked his work rate because remember, Bukayo Saka started as a left back. The defensive work
rate.
Okay,
who's a better dribbler over here? Who's a better dribbler?
Beta, you're setting yourself up for a fall. I know what you're doing. You're trying to goad our Arsenal friends into a Bukayo Saka, Ryan Mikado debate. Don't do it, man.
Wait, what do you mean? This is CIA. We got proper agendas over here.
They're all gonna come out here for that.
No, this is but this is a fair comparison. I
don't think it is. Wanyera and Ryan Mikado's a fairer one.
No. I've already seen more. I
think Mikado looked more promising than Wanyera.
Yes, that's why I'm bringing it to.
Mikado's a better dribbler.
I don't think he's. Listen, it's one game, and with due respect, he was phenomenal, but it was Exeter at the same time. You know, if he does it against Newcastle, or you see, do you know what it is with me with all players now? And maybe I'm just being an old footy dudder. I think Oscar Bob has taught me something.
Okay.
Oscar Bob has taught me not to get too excited too early. Just allow them just to develop.
You should have learned that lesson as a young man with your ladies, but
yes, because listen, Oscar Bob, we did the same thing. He come on, he was going to be the next superstar, the next everything. He's about to be deregistered out the squad.
Yeah, but that is in part of his post-return from a very season-ending injury, as well as him suffering the hamstring this season. He's being deregistered because he's had a poor return, but I don't think it speaks to why we were all excited because of what he displayed when healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And also what he displayed playing internationally. We can't ignore that. He played really well.
I don't think he's been good internationally. I think that's why he's been criticised. I think he's been better for City than he has been for Norway. I think the biggest disappointment is, for me anyway, with Oscar Bob, I think he could have had a really good connection with Erling Haaland. Yeah, you know, because you've got that Norway, you've got that international link up between the two, and could have brought it into the. I'm gutted for the young lad because I think Oscar Bob will have a brilliant footballing career, and I think maybe in 2 or 3 years we'll look back and think, "Oh, if only." The sad thing, reality is, I think Oscar Bob's the right player, wrong time.
Yes, and I think hear me out, Martin and Conway. I think Oscar Bob can be we should have kept him like Cole Palmer. I think he can be that player.
Yeah, you read that one.
I think Oscar Bob can be that. We shouldn't have let him go, because there's elements of him and how he played. I do like his upright style. I do like, yes, there's at times where he was doing too many dribbles while inside the 18-yard box and threatening on goal. But I think he just needed a few more reps. For what's best for him, if it looks like we're going to be keeping Marmoush, obviously right now we got Marmoush, Semenyo, Doku, Semenyo. If Oscar Bob is the one to go amongst those players, it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me because he's an academy player, so hopefully it's an on loan thing. But if he does go, hopefully they do all the right things in terms of obligation to buy or whatever we can may get, or sell on clause, whatever. Hopefully they do.
Yeah, I think it'll be a sell on. From what I'm hearing, it's going to be a sell on clause. Yeah. It won't be a buyback. Sadly, I'll be honest with you. Do you know where I think Oscar Bob lost his? This is what I was told, so take this with a pinch of salt. I think the Ryan Cherky signing destroyed Bob.
Really?
Mm.
I can't. Now I'm confused by that one because when we have let's work this backwards a little bit. When we have the departure of Ilkay Gundogan and KDB, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think inserting, I'm gonna say KDB out, Shirky in. I'm gonna say Gundogan out, Reinders in. I don't think it affects Oscar Bob that way.
Who was on the right wing when Cherky was injured?
Who was on the right wing? So
it wasn't.
Well, we had
early on in the season. It wasn't.
We had Foden.
No, Oscar Bob was starting in the first couple of games.
Yeah, it was Oscar Bob. Soon as Cherky come back, what side did Cherky go to?
Yeah, but I'm also trying to remember, when did Oscar Bob suffer the hamstring?
Against
my timing's all off with regards to this.
No, it wasn't. It was only about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so if it's a writing on the wall, Shirky's going to be playing ahead of him. Bernardo's going to be playing ahead of him. Foden's going to be playing ahead of him. Again, this is why I think it's very reminiscent of the Cole Palmer, is because if he's young, looking who is ahead of him right now, and he's like, you know what, let me make my exit now. I think it's a little soon. We have to also understand that Jack Grealish, I don't think, is returning to the club. No. Bernardo Silva next season is a strong departure. I think I think Oscar Bob, I hope he's not so short-sighted to be like, you know what, I can fight for this position next year. That's my hope with the departure of Jack Grealish and potentially a Bernardo Silva. But I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I'll be honest with you. I think with Semenyo, Doku, Semenyo, and Cherky, I don't think he's got any chance. And ManU, I don't think he's got any chance.
All right.
And they're all young. And they're all young.
They are all young. Yeah.
I think I'll be honest with you. And again, believe this, believe whatever you want. The Leverkusen game killed a lot of them.
Yeah. Oh, that
it destroyed some of them.
It did, but to hold blame, Pep's got to hold some blame to that. I think the players need to be accountable because they had their chance to result aside, how they performed was the most disappointing part because they did not look to be worthy of starting. They didn't look worthy to be like, you know what, we can count on you guys, because across all of them, they just look so poor. I'm trying to do my best to keep up with the comments. You guys have been amazing. I see you drove in the building. You say, what up? All's good, man. I got a great panel with Conway and Martin here for the Mancunian Way. If you haven't, subscribe over there. Now, the 11, the players, again, Conway, rightfully so. He's going to keep me on point. He wasn't so rude to say that I'm just the host, but he said, hey, how I phrased the comparisons to Saka was out of line, and I'll hold my hand. I was wrong to do that, but
I should opinion, mate. Of course, but
again, maybe I'm doing it too soon.
No, all I was saying about that is that Saka and Makeda are two different type of wingers, though.
Yeah, I agree.
They're very two different type of wingers.
I would agree. And I'm thinking he's gonna get more traveling opportunities. You think I'm wrong to say? There's one thing to be on the bench at a home game. There's another thing to be on the bench for an away. Am I wrong to maybe think?
No, Makeda should be starting on Tuesday 100%.
Whoa.
He should be starting on Tuesday 100%.
Whoa.
Starting on Tuesday. Oh, hold on. Someone's calling me. 1 sec. Sorry.
Yeah, you need a sound effect for that.
No, but why do you disagree with that, though?
He needs a slap round. He needs a slap round the face with a wet fish for that.
Wait, we're talking about first leg of the semi-final against Newcastle. Why can't he start?
It's the semi-final against Newcastle.
It's the first leg, though.
Right.
So why can't he start?
Because I wanna be in the tie.
And you don't think Makeda offers us nothing on that right way against Newcastle?
No, he offers us some. I don't think it's time to experiment in a semi-final.
I'm not experimenting. I'm just saying he's the only player
I
that
think
we
you
should be
are.
starting.
I mean, listen, it's up to you. I'd go with Doku Semenyo on Tuesday.
What, before the derby? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not there now. I'm sorry. I'm not even sure whether we start Haaland on Tuesday because I'm resting a lot of guys.
Oh, get out of here, Conway.
So
What are we doing
are
here?
you not bothered about this semi?
There's a second leg. There's a second leg.
No, you're getting some booze.
There's a second leg which we play at home, by the way.
You're kidding me. You didn't know we got beat by Newcastle when we went up there with our full team last time.
It doesn't matter if they beat us in the first leg. We can still beat them in the second leg.
But what? But we don't play again until the weekend.
I know.
We don't want a full week's rest.
No, but look
you want these players to have.
No, but look at our schedule though. Look at our schedule for the past month, December going into January this year. We've been playing 3 games per week consistently for the past 5 weeks. So I'm saying there's a couple players there, like on Haaland, for example, or maybe what do you call it, a Bernardo. I'm resting for come the game on Tuesday. Maybe Bernardo might start because he was rested for majority of the game against Exile.
Yeah, we got
some of these guys
complaining about that.
I'd still rest them.
I'd rather give McKenna a go against Bodo Glint than I would Newcastle.
So you're waiting 6 games later to reward him for his performance?
Well, I'm waiting 6 games. It's not 6 games later.
Yeah, because we have Newcastle United and
then Bodo Glint.
Yeah.
What?
So we're looking. Okay, so
Bodo Glint's on the 20th of Jan. It's in 3 games. 3rd game in 3.
We're gonna go Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday.
So what's your lineup against Newcastle then?
Against Newcastle, I'm going Rico Lewis. Obviously Trafford and goal, Rico Lewis.
Oh my goodness.
Elaine, O'Reilly. Actually, no.
For this.
I'd give Ake and O'Reilly half a game, half 45 minutes each, and Nico G, Foden, Doku, Makedu, and Semenyo up front.
Semenyo in the 9.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing FIFA these days, man. Wait,
this guy thinks it's pre-season friendly.
It's the first leg, though. It's the first leg. You guys are moving like this is the second leg.
No. Hold on. I'm just asking, is this because we go from playing Newcastle and you're thinking of the bodies for United?
No, but they are. People don't understand, though, because I feel like if we get anything but 3 points against that game against United on Saturday, I'm going to lose my mind. So I feel like that game, we should be going into that game with all of our best players fully rested, fully fit, no excuses, because our backline is already shattered as it is, and I want to win that game as badly as possible.
How is our backline shattered?
Our backline is shattered. How many guys we got missing?
Shattered physically, or do you mean injury-wise?
Injury-wise.
Depth-wise,
yeah.
Right, I thought you meant going to say, it's like this. Everyone says they're tired over everything. Tired for me is an excuse.
I mean, being tired is a real thing.
You expect these players to do something that they physically can't?
Well, why? How do we know they're tired?
I'm not talking about from a tired standpoint. I'm just saying we're going to have to rely, especially the defenders that we have now, the Akes of the world, especially.
I didn't hear anyone saying they were tired in the treble run when they were playing every 3 days and going into.
We had a pretty good squad.
You're doing what we say on CIA. We're not doing treble comparisons. We're not doing.
Sorry, I know we're not. I'm just trying to say, why is the tired comparison an excuse now when we weren't rotating in the treble run and we won every single game?
That was a one season.
I'm trying to get my head round.
That everything was so perfect in that treble season that we couldn't replicate what we did that season.
I'm not saying we can. Not saying we can. That isn't what I'm not talking about. That I'm talking about the tiredness thing. Why is someone tired? For me, tiredness is a psychological thing that comes in as an excuse for when you're not winning. When you are winning game after game, no, you don't hear anyone saying tired. Tottenham players are now coming out saying they're physically tired. Why? Because they're getting beat every game. It's an easy excuse to go to. I'm tired.
I think when Conway brings up the combination of players that he wants to see versus Newcastle on the first leg versus second leg, I get it. I'm also thinking, okay, he's bringing this up because we play United on the 17th,
I know why Conway's doing it because Conway's scared of United. Conway wants to slap United up.
100%.
Yeah,
That's Conway's looking at it. If this was Wolves the next game, Conway, I don't think will be saying play.
No, it's not even. No, you guys are mistaking my point. It's not even Wolves. We could be playing Wolves or Burnley after the Newcastle first leg game. I'd still be saying that's a more important game than Newcastle on Tuesday. There's two legs.
It's a trophy. We're in a
no, but we're playing 2 legs though. We're playing 2 legs.
Newcastle are just so physical.
Wait, you think we're gonna get slapped in our first leg to the point where we can't even come back in the second leg?
No.
I think if we go too weak of a squad, we could. If we go too weak of a squad, we could, because again, it's gonna be, in my opinion, it's gonna be a midfield battle. So
but what you're forgetting as well is Newcastle just played 120 minutes against Bournemouth. Went to penalties, eventually won it. They are far more. If we want to use the tired XG, I feel like currently they're far more tired coming into this game than we are.
You know what?
So I feel like we can rotate some players, not all players.
You bring up a good point. Let me see where Newcastle are going to be. Who do they play after their League Cup semi? So for them, matches wise, because this is going to be important on how they need to navigate. Oh, this makes me sick. So they play us on Tuesday. And they play away to Wolves. They're going to go strong versus us because they can play whatever rotation combination they want to do versus Wolves 5 days later on the Sunday. So I don't think we go super strong. And for another show, we're not doing this today, but for another show, I'm curious to what many think is our best 11 now with available players, the current players that are healthy. I'm curious on what many think is our best 11, but I would say we go and try to keep that maybe a 1-1. Worst case scenario.
If we get a draw, that's a brilliant result, by the way.
It is considering where our health is at right now. But you know what? Let me also remind you of this, Conway. Let me remind you of this. When we look at our games moving forward, right? So it's quick to say we're going to look forward to the second half, right? The second leg. When we play the second leg, guess what's our game before and after? Before the second leg, we play Spurs away.
And then it's Liverpool.
So Spurs away on the first. 3 days later, we're at home for Newcastle. And then 4 days later, we're away at Anfield.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that, that's probably a good point. Because I feel like we got some tough games between the second leg. So I don't know. Pep might go strong in the first leg and then decide to give rest to players if we do get a convincing win in the first leg. But
okay,
that depends.
Let me ask everybody in the chat as well. Let me ask you. I see Zane in the building, Liverpool fan. You know what it is. I'm curious, Martin Conway. Do we go? I know it's away, but do we go strong for the first leg, knowing that we have that we have Man United after, versus trying to go strong at home versus Newcastle when we got Liverpool away after? Which one do you think we can, quote unquote, have the weaker team, versus United or versus Liverpool?
So that again, I lost you then.
So because we play United after the first leg of Newcastle, do we go stronger in this game because United are United, or do we look to go stronger in the second leg and still have concerns on how strong we could be versus?
No, do you know why? Because in the second leg, I'll tell you why. The second leg is sandwiched in a week between Spurs away and Liverpool away. So you're going to have the exact same problem in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, that's what Villa was just saying. And I just thought, I didn't think about that.
So for me, I'm sorry, this is going to sound very arrogant. I know it's a derby and I'm always nervous in a derby. I'd like to try and get it done in the first leg. Because I think that second leg, with that week we've got,
that's a hell week.
Yeah, that is weak from hell. Spurs away, United at Newcastle on the Wednesday, and then Liverpool
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing in the first leg. I'm not saying Ryan McAdoo shouldn't be included in squads moving forward, 1,000%. But let's not also forget and put a little bit of perspective into this. 6 weeks ago, Ryan McAdoo was playing at Oldham Athletic in the Turbo Trophy. And this is my thing with the youngsters. We're very A to Z with it. It's like there's some people now, in my chat earlier, were saying, oh, look, we win 10-1 and Phil Foden's not there. So they immediately jump. Then some are going, well, do we need a centre-back? We've got Max Alleyne. But these are the same people who will then twist it in a few weeks' time if Max Alleyne doesn't perform in the big games and say we should have bought a centre-back.
No, we need a centre-back. We need a centre-back.
Looking at the here and the now, McAdoo was outstanding. He was my man of the match. And I think the guy's going to have a good future as long as he can keep it going.
Yeah, I agree.
But we don't know whether he will. Maybe yesterday was just the right opposition. With due respect as well, it was League One opposition. There's a massive difference between League One and Premier League.
Yeah.
Well, Grimsby beat United.
Massive difference.
Yeah, they did.
So Grimsby beat United. We've got to respect these teams as well.
No, I get that.
Liverpool, right?
But come on, hang on a minute. Macclesfield Town are not better than Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Plymouth Argyle beat Liverpool last season.
Not better than. This is what I'm saying. They're not.
Yeah.
It's the magic of the cup, man. You got to respect these teams, man.
I think people have just listened. He was wonderful and he was brave. But, you know, I'm just saying, let's keep our feet on the ground. You know, tomorrow morning, someone's going to be saying, give the guy a full-time contract, give him a new contract and give him $100,000 a week. It's like, just to calm down a little bit. Let these lads develop.
No, McAdoo definitely has a future at this club. I see something in the lad.
I don't know if he'll have a future at the club. Hang on a minute. No, I'll tell you why. I saw Cole Palmer come on and do all this. Is he at the club now, Conway?
But you need to remember where we was at the club at that time.
No, Conway. In the summer, we are going to buy players.
Well, you think we're going to buy another attacker now that we just signed Semenyo?
Right, but would you think he's going to sell Semenyo?
Yeah, it's Savio.
No, I don't think he will.
No, depending on how we're looking towards the end of the this season, depending on Savio's performances, if there's an offer coming in for him, I don't think the club will reject him.
Well, we'll have to say. Well, right now, I think he will.
Yeah. Right now, it's hard to tell because any players happening with regards to an exit, we need to quote unquote have a surplus in that position. So I don't know.
But this is the issue, though.
I've seen all this with Taylor Howard Bellis. I've seen it with Eric Garcia. I've seen it with so many youngsters. They've looked amazing in games.
No, those two guys they weren't it. Those two guys weren't it.
No, Conway, stop. Conway, you're letting the recency bias jump in here.
No, Taylor Howard Bellis and Eric Garcia, they weren't.
Conway, Cole Palmer scored a stormer against Arsenal. 2 weeks later, he was on his way to Chelsea.
Yeah, but now you're talking about a very good player then. Cole Palmer, I agree. But those two other guys that you mentioned, no.
Right, and he's Cole Palmer at City.
We sold him.
He's Lavia at City.
I'm glad we sold Lavia. He's injury prone as well.
Yeah. For everyone saying we should have kept on to him, y'all need to.
The point I'm making is, can we not just encourage what he's done? Why are we trying to force him into the team every week?
No one's forcing him into the team. All I said was.
You've gone straight away semi-final, get him in.
Yeah, but that's just my opinion, though. I'm just saying he has a future at this club because I feel like he's going to be very good going into.
Why should he be?
That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Despite,
okay, no, I'm going to challenge this.
I'm being the host right now.
I'm going to challenge this because my opinion is an excuse for speaking any old bullshit now.
No,
saying
we're
it's
not
my
doing that.
opinion
Wait,
is
so
any old thing
back
now.
in one of our own is called bullshit now, yeah?
Right, so why does no one back Foden then? All they do is slag him off.
When the hell was you slagging Foden? I don't get this. You slagging Foden?
I've just been in a chat where everyone was saying he's shit, get him out.
Yeah, but come on, Mark. Half of them are NPCs. You know this as well. I'm saying this
Wow.
this Makado kid, he has a future at this club, and I feel like we just need to support him
So does Max
going
Lane.
forward.
So does
Max
Max
Lane.
Lane.
Yeah, Max Lane, I feel like he's been very good since we introduced him to the team. He hasn't put a foot wrong in my
so
opinion.
if Max Lane had a future, why did it take 3 injuries for him to come back from Watford?
No. See, this is what.
Well, in an emergency situation, you have to call him back.
Despite the circumstances, what brought him here does not change whether he has talent or whether he's good or not. Like sometimes you get your opportunity for whatever different circumstances. Fully healthy, right? If our center backs are fully healthy, we can all understand on why Max wouldn't get an opportunity because of all the players that were ahead of him that have had the experience.
Well,
and
why
again,
are you trying to buy Mark Gay then?
Well, we're trying to buy him because, again, availability. Who can we turn and see that can continue for the next remaining, what? We got the next remaining 17 games as well as games in all the cup runs?
No, I'm not trying to be an idiot with the youngsters. What I'm trying to get at is I understand they play very well, but get him in straight away. It is get it.
And this is why I want to bring it back. This is why I want to bring it back to when we first brought it up. I was like, am I crazy to think that these players should travel with us, right? Should be on the first team as we travel. There's one thing to be on the first team when they're home games. It's another thing to be on the first team as we travel. And if Conway's thinking, yeah, they could be involved in the first leg, obviously he's in agreement with traveling. I also think that these
I'd do that. I said I'd have him on the bench.
Yeah. And again, so we have differences on where they're at. Some start, some travel, some on the bench. I mean, I think we're cool there. The one thing I want to also emphasize is we can see how close we are for everyone that's quick to cry and complain about the club and how it's been managed and the transfer windows, this, that, and the other. We can see how close we are to getting a few missing player profiles or missing players available due to health to be like, oh, I got extreme confidence in Manchester City and what they could do. We're that close. So the meltdowns, the people that are like quick to tear up and give up on the season, I'm like, how are you looking at this and having that type of reaction, especially when you look, and we were all laughing early in the show, Dre P was bringing up, when we look across the street and we see what's happening over United, that they've now been bumped out of the FA Cup. They've got nothing to play for except for
by the way, Michael Carrick is going to be their manager now.
I think that's fair with some. I think people are scared of becoming the next United or the next whoever. Our board are too good to allow that to happen. A lot of what's happened at United because their board are so incompetent at their job.
Yeah.
Everyone's blaming the manager and they're blaming the players and everything else. When 6 managers on the bounce fail, that's not the manager's fault anymore.
That's true. It's true.
That whole club has gone. That whole club has gone to piss though, man.
It's the structure of the club from top to bottom. Same at Chelsea. And I said this on a show, and this is again just my opinion, and people can bite back because I think opinions can be challenged. I'm not one of these of it's my opinion, so I can say it. Your opinion can be challenged.
Yeah, of course.
I think people hide behind this. It's my opinion far too much, right?
Yeah.
The problem is, a lot of managers now, young managers especially, are governed by boards who are playing champ manager. So a lot of boards, Chelsea, for example, United, they're telling their managers, how to play, the formations to do, which players go in, how much they play, etc. Whereas an old school manager like a Pep Guardiola and Alex Ferguson and Enrique, serial winners, they're in charge, not the board. That was why Amrin made his comment of, I'm a manager, not a coach.
Yeah, company.
I'm not here to coach your players. I'm here to manage this first team. If you don't allow me to manage the first team, I can't do my job. What he means by people have got this thing because abroad they call them coaches. A coach is someone who gets the board say to him, there's your players, go, coach them. A manager manages the first team players, bedtimes, go eat food, who they buy, how they exercise, the training, the whole lot. They pick their own back. They are managing. That's the difference now. And that's why I think United are a mess, because their owners and Chelsea owners are playing champ manager.
Yeah.
They're telling their guys what to do. If my chairman walks into my dressing room at half time, you know what I'm telling him? Are you lost? Did you miss a room? Have you gone down the wrong corridor? What are you doing here?
And then you'll get sacked afterwards.
Mate.
The one thing that I need to emphasize here, and may continue with regards to United. I got no issues with it, but as Martin brings up, what they're trying to do ownership wise is if fundamentally your goal, your main target is profitability, or let me take that away, not even profitability, let me say their own revenue, so owner profits, not club profits, is very different. Club profits, you can still use those club profits towards a club. Owner profits means, hey, this is what they're getting into their pockets. Because they move this way, that is not changing over there at United until it is completely different owners. It's not going to be, partial ownership here, partial ownership there. As long as these Glazers' main owners are involved, nothing's changing over there. And long may it continue.
Yeah. May they live a long life. May they live a long life.
May they pass it down to their sons and daughters for years to come. I also think that the league need to be very wary of the additional American owners that come into, because there's a majority rule with regards to decisions made with regards to the Prem. You need to be very careful, because once there is clear an outnumbering of American owners, don't get it twisted. These American owners will collaborate with each other. They will collaborate for what is best for their profits, for what's best for them. Has nothing to do with the league. Has
and
nothing
that 14
to do with
vote rule will be through the window.
It's scary. Every time I hear there's new American ownership, it is scary. So again, that's a conversation for another time. But with regards to it, go ahead.
I was going to say this, yeah. What Martin was talking about the board and about Chelsea and United, I totally agree with that. I feel like now what I'm seeing within our fan base is we're now blaming our board about slightly being incompetent towards not fully building our squad in the right manner. And I've now I want to speak about this because I feel like I've been very irritated after what I've been seeing over the past 2 weeks, especially since Diaz and Gavardio got injured.
Is that why you've been quiet? Is that why you've been avoiding Spaces?
No, because if I was gonna be on Spaces, I would have started insulting people. So I just said, you know what? Let me just cool off because I lost my head. So Diaz and Gavardio, the second they got injured, then I started seeing people talk about what I was talking about in the summer, about us getting reinforcement, and now people are reiterating the same words that I was saying in the summer when people were telling me in the summer that we don't need to sign any defender. Now I want to speak about it because when I was saying Akanji, so many people were fully adamant that he should be leaving the club. The day that he got announced, the day before that it was getting announced that he was going to Inter on a loan, I was saying, if we're going to let this guy go, please go get me someone in. And I was in a space with Martin, other guys, and he's like, what? Why would we need to replace Akanji if he's leaving? We have Ake, we have Stones, And I was talking about, no, the issue is not from a quantity standpoint. The issue here is from a quality standpoint and from a consistency standpoint. Who can you rely on to play games when the likes of Josko Gvardiol, who by the way didn't play as much at the start of the season. I feel like he was out for 4 or 5 games, if I'm not mistaken, because he was injured at the start of the season. And then obviously Stones and other guys chipped in terms of minutes. But now those guys are nowhere to be seen. The likes of the Stones are nowhere to be seen. Gvardiol obviously got a nasty injury. He's out for the whole season. Diaz is out until probably mid-Feb. And now you're looking at to rely on, really and generally, the only person that you can truly rely on is Kosanov. And now I'm seeing people saying the same things I was saying in the summer. But why weren't you with me when I was saying this shit in the summer? So this is why I was losing my mind. But now we're too late. And we're not going to sign a defender before the derby, by the way, which is just shambles in itself. We should have been signed someone the same day Semenyo walked into this club. But now it's too late. We're going to wait until the last day to still scrap over this Gahey deal, which I feel like might not even get done. Because he's waiting on his big money that he's going to get in the summer when he leaves as a free agent. Big money's waiting for him. So I don't even know why it makes sense from a financial standpoint with him and his family. Would you want to come to City now or wait for the big money in the summer that you're going to get? Obviously, you're going to wait for the big money. And I fully understand why you're going to do that. You're eating for life. But now, we're fully fixated on just trying to get Gahey done when we should have thought about this in the summer. You see what I'm saying, Boya?
No, I hear what you're saying. I mean, to not have people on board with you at the time, that's going to happen here and there. The difference in terms of priorities, I think, like, thinking back to those conversations, there were many that were saying, you know what, we need a midfielder. There were some that were saying we still need to go out and get a right back, right? Like, because I remember the conversation. If you're making me choose, I'm thinking, oh, we need coverage for Nunes. Like, clearly we need that. And I was like, if it's iffy with regards to Rodri, or if it's iffy with regards to how we can move forward with Kova, I was like, maybe a midfielder. So when we go now also with regards to center back, I hear it. I also remember we've got issues if we're going to be leaning on, shout out to everybody in the chat, we've got issues if we are going to be leaning on John Stones and Nathan Ake, just because of, as of late, especially with Ake, but before that, we know John Stones has been inconsistent that way availability. When he's available, he's absolutely brilliant, which has been one of those things where you're kind of torn. But with the departure of an Akanji, who was Mr. Versatility, by the way, Akanji was playing left back, center back on left or right side, and at times was playing right back. Like, he was the guy and had to do that when he first joined the club, and was important with regards to the trouble season that many don't even want to really speak about. But if we're going to go out and get a replacement, I hear the urgency with regards to wanting someone before the derby, but at the end of the day, I think we need to get this signing right. I think we need to get this center back signing right. If we're going to get Gahey to be part of City, I think he makes that choice when he thinks long-term career, maybe not that payoff. Because if he chooses to wait till the summer, yes, he's going to have other suitors and he'll get the best payout. He'll get the deal that he wants from whoever. But I think he also flirts with the possibility of, well, maybe City, for example, have their sights on someone else. And now he's maybe not looking at the club that would give him the hardware that he maybe aspires to. But that's gonna be a difficult one to decide. I think we do need a center back because of who has fallen off injury-wise. Gvardiol, in my eyes, Martin Conway, I think he's done for the year. I'm not even thinking about him being available at all.
Yeah, he might. There's question marks about him being available for Croatia. So his injury,
Yeah.
I just hope he comes back. The same player that he was, and he's not derailed by it. That's the only hope that we can look. Because in my opinion, he's one of the best centre backs in the world. So
I agree.
I hope he comes back without that. And the one thing that I don't like as well, I'm seeing our fan base now cuss out John Stones because he's not. We can't rely on him.
Listen, they're cussing everyone out because everyone's panicking. Have you not heard? I was in something earlier. The Pep out stuff has now even got into big channels. Even they've started talking about it now. How a lot of our fan base has turned on Pep. I was listening to Terry earlier, and even he talked
you should have been
about it. He said they can't believe the City fan base are at the Pep out stage. They can't believe it.
Well, he said something good for once.
He seriously can't believe it. And that's where I'm. The Pep out stuff is, I think everyone got a little bit too carried away, thinking we were going to win the title again, even though I still think we can.
Yeah.
But everyone got a bit too carried away. Everyone thought this was a rollover again. And 3 draws, everyone went into panic mode again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and the thing that makes me laugh is they're criticising Pep for the exact opposite they criticised Pep for last season. So last season,
I mean, we talked about, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Pep he's rotating too much. So now he's not rotating. And I saw it on Tuesday night, last Thursday, Saturday, at Sunderland. He rotates and he brings Ake and Savio in.
Yeah.
And people lost their minds over them 2 changes. So sometimes it's not always about the rotation. People want because Player FC still exists.
Well, this is why.
We spoke about it as well in our last show, the Sunderland game. Remember, after the Sunderland game, I said, I don't know how people can blame Pep after the Sunderland game, the fact that we drew that game, when he can't do nothing to help Savio, when he's in a position where he should be scoring to help him physically to score that goal. Our players, from a clinical standpoint, weren't clinical to get us that win in that game. But after that game, obviously, the main easy guy to target is going to be the manager. But how does the manager... How is he to blame when you have easy chances, the likes of what Sadio got twice and Haaland when he was put a ball through and he shot it straight at the keeper? How is Pep to blame the fact that those balls don't go in the back of the net? Because we should have won that game.
Yeah.
We should have won that game and kept a clean sheet and left the stadium alight with 3 points. But obviously, Pep's to blame. And one thing as well, which I agree with what Martin said, if Pep doesn't see out his contract, because he said till next year as well, if he doesn't see out his contract and decides to leave this summer, if this Pep out thing has gone fully mainstream, as Martin is saying, if he decides to leave this summer, I'll be real, half of this fan base needs to get out of this club.
Mate, the club already know about it. The club already know.
If Pep leaves this summer, I'm going to lose my shit because I'm going to start blaming this fan base.
Mate, I keep saying it's the club hear and see everything.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say this real quick. And I know I'm gonna say this in different manners moving forward, but there is, and we all know this. We know that clubs, we know that all businesses have a PR team. PR is now combined with their social media team. Like they're all one, right? And what they all do is they monitor what's mentioned of said business or said club, said players, negative, positive, just mentions, period. So they have a tally on where are things, I'm going to say sway, where are things swaying, where are things leaning. All of the negatives as well as the positives are observed and noted, right? And we know that the players, maybe not themselves scrolling and following all of these people that post the madness, but we know that it's shared, it's talked about. Pep does not say the things that he says in the press conference without being shared it or however the information gets to him. But I'm also going to emphasize this. When we choose to let the negatives get talked about more than the positives, we're also at fault. And I know that it can be a long day to like have to match the energy of the haters. But if try to be just as much of a squeaky wheel for the positivity that you can as a fan base. And I know it gets long. Those of you in the chat, I'm talking to you as well. But the Pep outer, and this is why, especially when it comes to Twitter X, people are doing it for engagement. People on Twitter X with a blue tick, and I'm not all blue ticks are the same, but some people with a blue tick, all that they're doing, and you can learn it, you can deep it easily. A lot of what people are doing is, I need to get my clicks up because I get paid by Elon Musk for me being a blue tick and all this quote unquote engagement revenue. There's people that strictly do it to trigger. They phrase things to trigger you, right? So see through it as best as you can. The Pep outers for a United fan like Terry to think it's crazy having, again, as a United fan, witness what his club did, what his manager did, and then we know this as City fans. he goes out of his way to diminish what Pep does because of how threatening it is to the legacy, to the status of his manager and the confines. I myself, in my opinion, they're separated. Different eras, different comparison. You don't need to go, he's better than him. They did their thing at different times. But for him to have seen how much Pep's done, how much City's done, and he's tried to lower that as much as he can, to then be confused by how City fans, after 1 year, this season's not even over yet, and last year we were in an FA Cup final, they are ready to say Pep out. It does not compute or make sense to me. When you take an account on how difficult it is to be a consistent winner. Now, if you think you get rid of Pep, the next manager, whether it works or doesn't work, okay, fire him. We'll get the next one. But understand that they're going to want something that doesn't succeed anywhere else. And don't bring up the Real Madrid example. Real Madrid, see this. I did this after a match reaction. I don't want to do this again. The Real Madrid example is not what happens at the Prem. We can't go and say we're going to be a big club like Real Madrid. We're just going to fire, or we're going to be a big club like anywhere else. This is the Prem. This is Manchester City. I don't want to be like anyone else. I want what we do to be unique. And I'm sure Conway and Martin, when we've had our conversations, we want things to be the City way. Not, oh, look at what they do over there and mirror it. Shout out to Klilnical in the building. It's been a minute. Hope you're good. Great to see you. Great to see. I'm never offside as well. Being a part of the comment. I know I didn't bring every comment to the stage, but this is a madness. The Pep out talk, it's fraudulent. And this is my opinion. Everyone has their opinion. The Pep out is fraudulent. Winning is not easy. And because it's not easy, to have one, maybe two, even 3 seasons off, like Sir Alex Ferguson went 3 seasons without winning the Prem, it happens. It does not mean that the game has moved past. It means that things need to adjust, which I believe the club are so ambitious to do.
Because they want the next toy. They want the next toy. Did you not notice? It came in the same week when the reports came out of Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique won a treble at PSG. And that's what they're chasing. They're chasing the trebles again. They're chasing all these trophies.
It's not just that as well. Because after we drew to Chelsea, I started seeing a lot of Pep outies on my timeline and everything. I started seeing a lot of that. What you got to add to it as well is because of the title race. And this is why, obviously, later when we were doing the show, you kept talking about asking about the title race, and I was adamant on the fact that title race is December, whether it's January this month. It's still too early for me to speak about it. I know we're currently 6 points behind. Even when we were 2 points behind Arsenal, I was still saying it's still too early, because I know there's still far more games to be played, and this fan base, a lot of them got way too giddy very quickly, saying that yes, now we can actually go at Arsenal. We're only 2 points behind. We got this game coming. It should be easy 3 points. But this is not how the league works, and the fact that this squad and a lot of the players within the squad as well are going to leave this summer. I'm still viewing at the fact that we still haven't fully rebuilt the squad, because the transition is not complete yet. You got guys like Bernardo Kovacic.
And none of them thought to win the title. None of them thought, because I can say it is, and you know this, I was on an island on my own saying
you said we'll win the league. You said we'll win the league.
I was the only one who backed us to win the league, and I got told I was crazy.
I told you to calm down.
Now they're criticising Pep for something they didn't even believe themselves.
Yeah.
You had Paulo saying we're going to win the league with 15 points difference. That's for him to calm down as well.
And I'm going to call it out. I'm sorry. But like,
you remember that, man?
I do remember that.
There. Luis Enrique is available. So what? That's the thing. It's the shiny new toy syndrome.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I got to deal with this.
That's what it is, sadly. And it's all about the winning. It's the silver pots at the end.
Yeah, 100%. I see Conway just returned. Now, I'm going
to jump in a minute, mate, so I shall leave you in peace.
I'm going to say this before you go. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate you coming over for the Mancunian Way with regards to the rate. If you were here prior and you are not subscribed to that channel, please go over and do so. Amazing content over there. I get a chance to do Stateside Blues as well as feature when the scheduling works out to be over on that channel. Great. And you did a show earlier today, and you said it got a little heated with regards to some of the Foden talk. So please go over there, check that out after this one. Conway's been in the building. I want to be respectful because it is getting late. It's midnight over there in the UK. The Pep out talk it's not going away. And we've said this. There was Pep out talk during the 4-peat year. During the 4-peat year, some wanted Pep out. And trust me, had Pep been sent off, there isn't the new signing manager that brings us the 4th. All right? There's certain things you need to know of the club, of the players to actually get the best result. I think he's having the club, they've had their mistakes. I think that they can still fix up and be good moving forward. Will it be good to be trouble winning back-to-backs like that, like it was easy? I don't believe so. But I think the best opportunity to be at the top, to be consistent, challenging, is with this manager. So we'll see what happens moving forward.
If we had a manager not named Pep, we wouldn't even be second in the league right now.
I would agree with you.
He's the only guy that I feel like has the capabilities to deal with the squad that we have to deal with at the moment. I don't think any manager in the world can do what he's doing.
100%. And I want consistency. I want to be able to kind of almost set my clock to, like, you know what? Oh, I know this. I know what this club is going to be pursuing. I know how they're going to be developing. I know where we're going to be at when we get late in the season. I don't want what happened at Liverpool. I don't want we just bring in a manager, we happen to win the league, and then you want that manager out the next year. I don't want that. I really don't want that. So there's a difference between a Klopp who says, I'm tired, I need to go, versus a manager that says, I'm committed here. I've got 2 years with you guys. Let's go and do this. Hey, this is what I'm all about. And when you see this manager get performances out of players like a Shirky, like a Holland's not doing it on his own, I want that. I want that here. Now, before I go, I also want to emphasize this.
Vader games.
Martin, I know you got to drop, but I want you to. And again, you both said the Makedo was your man of the match, but speak about this debut, please. Speak about the debut.
I thought it was really, really good. I thought it was impactful. It was positive.
Was that two really, really? Was that two really, really? Or did you say
really? Two really, really. Thought it was, you know what I liked? I love the cross to Rico because it was fast, it was low, it was early, it was direct, it was on point, and his finish was just cool, calm, collected.
Okay.
It was very good. Again, it was only Exeter, but to come in less than 24 hours, one training session, one, and put in a performance like that after one training session.
Yeah.
For me, is outstanding.
Okay.
Imagine him when he's had a few training sessions.
Right? Some more.
And that's why I think he played Haaland, because I think he wanted to get a connection between Semenyo and Haaland earlier. Just to say.
Yep. I agree. I like that he's two-footed. I like that he put that cross in on his left. He scored that goal with his right. His work rate was good as well. I know Conway, before we sign off with this show, because I'm being respectful.
He didn't want him.
Martin, we didn't have to do that. We didn't have to remind the chat. But Conway, tell me, what did you think of the debut? Martin happened to use two. He said really, really twice. He said he was really, really good.
Yeah.
You want to add a really to that? You want to add?
I just want to reiterate what Martin said earlier when he was quick to diminish what Makedo did yesterday against Exeter.
He's back to Makedo.
What's wrong with this?
Yeah, he was quick to diminish what Makedo did against Exeter. I was saying, it was all right.
Gosh.
So I'm only going to say it was only Exeter, but he was very good. That's what it is.
Right, are you going to do what you agreed? You agreed, by the way, big up your bro. Where's my flowers? I told you it was happening 3.5 months ago.
Semenyo, yeah. Now I do want to say Martin did tell me that Semenyo was happening before It became official, yeah. So now that I did give you your big ups, I'm gonna put you on the spot here now. I'm gonna ask you.
I'm trying to wrap up the show.
Since the window's still open, Martin, do we get a defender in before we play United?
We'll get a defender. I don't think it'll be Matt Gay.
Before we play United?
No.
Scared.
That's only going to be an issue depending on how we play versus United.
I'll give you the update on that, and then Ovator shouts at me because he says I shared too much.
No, we're not. No, we're not doing that here, guys.
I want to be with the. We want to hear the info.
Martin, no.
I'm not allowed.
Silence.
Wait. The listeners want to hear it. So what's going on?
Tune into the space. Tune into the space in 2 minutes.
Tune into Martin's space on Twitter X for that information.
I'm gonna be a listener.
All right. I also want to say I was very happy with the debut from Semenyo. I think he played very well, considering he had a short amount of time. I also want to say really quickly, if you're going to move like an ITK, if you're going to be giving, hey, I heard this is where things are leaning to, you can't get credit for saying that he's coming, then saying that he's not coming, and then when he does come to say, you know what, I got it right. Okay? If you're going to go out there, your information is only as good as your last. If you say he's coming, then you say he's not coming, and he does end up coming, you don't get credit for that. You don't get credit for that. Stand on business with how you give the information.
That's fine.
That's what I'm going to say.
Who's that aimed at?
That's aimed at. I was seeing it all over the timeline. People seeing like, oh, look at this club. They crapped the bed. Semenyo's not coming. Like, I was seeing it everywhere. But then everybody was amped up and being like, yes. Like, guys, let's just be balanced here. No one's gonna kill you with a wrong prediction, but you're not gonna get credit for saying one thing and then saying another. I gotta shut this down. Everybody in the chat, love as always. Subscribe, like button. You're catching on replay. Be a part of the comments. Let me know what you liked or didn't like. I'm always looking to improve on the show. Join Martin Conway as a listener. I'll be a listener in the Twitter X space. I'm Vader Games. I'm shutting this down. Enjoy this outro, and we will see each other on the next one. CIA Intelligent Agendas. Talk to you soon.